Hello and welcome to this lecture. And in this lecture, what we want to do is that we want to go ahead, connect to the database and display the list of all the photos which we have in our website in the backend. So for that very purpose, what we need to do is that we need to learn how to connect to the database and how to retrieve the objects from that particular database. So we already have the index view over here, and what we are trying to do here is that we will go ahead and try to get all the photos from the photo model. So the first thing which you need to do to connect to your backend is that you obviously know that the model is nothing but it's actually the database structure or the table structure in the backend. So first of all, you need to import the model. And as we are trying to go ahead and collect all the photo objects in this particular index view, first we will go ahead and import the model, which is photo. So we will type in from dot model import photo. And once we have this photo model with us, we actually now need to go ahead and extract all kinds of what you could say objects from this particular model. So here what we will do is that in order to extract those models, we will simply go ahead and type in something like photo, which is obviously the model name, dot objects, that should be objects dot all, and that's actually give us access to all the objects. Now in order to save all these photos, we obviously need some kind of variable, so we are actually going to save that in all underscore photos. So now once we do that, as you could see, now all the photo objects are now going to be stored in the all photos list. Now once we do that, the next thing which we need to do is that we need some kind of way to display these photos to our users. And obviously, as this thing right here, which is this view page right here, is an HTML page, we obviously need to create some kind of HTML. So in order to do that, we first need to go ahead and create an HTML, and for now the HTML is going to be empty. Now, once we have this list of photos, we actually want to loop through each and every object or each and every photo in this all photos list. So for that very purpose, we will go ahead and create a for loop. So we'll type in for photo, which means for a single photo in all photos, and all photos is nothing but this object list right here. So we loop through that list, and here we create two things. First of all, we will create the HTML, and that HTML is going to be nothing but it's going to be the photo name. And then we are going to create an URL, which is going to be nothing but when you click on that particular photo, you should obviously you're going to get the ID of the photo from this particular photo object. So photo.id, and then again you want to append it with a slash. So here you simply pass in slash over here. So now once your URL is ready, now you need to type in the HTML. So we'll type in HTML plus equals, because obviously we want to append HTML, that is the new HTML with the previous HTML, and the HTML code here is going to be the link. So we will type in ahref, and the ahref is going to be equal to, and here just give quotations, and we need to specify the URL over here. So that's actually going to be plus URL plus, then give a single quote and make sure to end the double quotes over here. So now you have a specific URL, and now once you have this URL, we are basically good to go. So now simply end this tag and end the entire thing with a single quote as well. So make sure that you have proper spaces over here. This should actually be ahref. Okay, so once we have this, now we want to append the photo name over here. So you also want to display the photo name, so we'll type in str, that's going to be photo dot name, and then you finally end this particular tag. So again you give a plus sign, and in single quotes you type in slash a to end the link tag, and then a break over here as well, so that the new photo name actually gets displayed on the new line. So once you're done with this, your basic HTML is set up. So this particular thing actually displays out the photo name and associates this particular URL with that particular photo name. So now once we do everything, now what we need to do is that we need to pass this HTML over here. So now we have to delete this HTML, which is the static HTML, and we need to pass in this dynamic HTML over here. So once we do that, we are good to go. So now let's go ahead, save the code, and make sure that your server is up and running. And it says no model name photo app.model. So let me actually go ahead and check for the error. Okay, so we actually have to name this thing as models, not models. So once we fix that, as you could see, we are good to go. So now let's simply open up our web browser. And here, what you have to do is that you have to go to the photos URL, and when you hit enter, as you could see, now you have the name of your photos which are present in the database. So now if you click on first photos, it's going to take you to the URL which says photos/1. If you go to the second URL, it's going to say photos/2, and it's actually going to display that this is the page for photo 3. So right now this is it. So that's it for this lecture, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you.